The Los Angeles Angels have a recent history of bad free agent signings that have kept the franchise from contending despite having the best player in baseball in Mike Trout for the last 10 years. Outside of some big money deals, which we will get into, the Angels have given out smaller and questionable contracts to players who aren't what they used to be and again have not worked out. Has luck just not been on their side, or is it a problem with the organization themselves and who they actually sign? Whatever the case might be, we need to talk about it, and we will do so in this video. This decade alone, the Los Angeles Angels have 10 plus free agent deals that, looking back on, are head scratchers. At the time, some of these deals looked like winning moves, but others made you think, what the heck are they doing? Going all the way back to 2011, the Angels made two major free agent signings that year in Albert Pujols and CJ Wilson. On December 8, 2011, the Los Angeles Angels gave Albert Pujols the third largest contract in MLB history by signing him to a 10-year deal worth $250 million. Pujols was a 3-time MVP and 9-time All-Star in St. Louis and never had a season under a .906 OPS. With the Angels, however, he never came close to the offensive player he was in St. Louis, and his best season was an .859 OPS in his first year with the club. I mean, just look at the splits between his first 11 years in St. Louis and his 10 years with the Angels. A drop-off was expected as he got older, but he was never close to the same player during his time in Anaheim. On the same day the Angels signed Albert Pujols to a 10-year deal, they also signed left-handed pitcher CJ Wilson to a 5-year deal, and unlike Pujols, Wilson was productive during his time in Anaheim, but was still not worth the money. Although his numbers between Texas and Anaheim were very similar, he did miss the second half of 2015 and all of 2016, which was the final year of his contract after undergoing elbow surgery. Moving on, the following offseason in 2012, the Angels made two moves that turned out to be disasters. The smaller of the two was Joe Blanton, who signed for 2 years, $15 million. Blanton was so bad in 2013, he finished with a 2-14 record, an ERA over 6, and even though they had to pay him $7 million next year, they released him in March of 2014. The other move the Angels made that offseason was signing Josh Hamilton, who was coming off 5 straight All-Star appearances, but had a history of off-the-field issues that concerned a lot of teams signing him long-term. Apparently, the Angels didn't see a problem, as on December 15, 2012, the Los Angeles Angels signed Josh Hamilton to a 5-year deal worth $125 million. Hamilton would go on to play in only 240 games across 2013 and 2014, and during the 2014 offseason had another drug relapse. The relapse upset a lot of people in the Angels front office who wanted nothing to do with Hamilton, and in April of 2015, they traded him to the Texas Rangers, where he'd play the final 50 games of his career. Moving on and going 5 years later, the 2017 and 2018 offseason was quiet for the Angels, who only made one free agent signing. The signing was Zach Cozart to a 3-year deal worth $39 million. An All-Star in Cincinnati the year before, Cozart would go on to play in only 96 games across 2 seasons with the Angels. His .190 batting average and .557 OPS were the 10th lowest and 5th lowest amongst qualified hitters in all of Major League Baseball during those 2 seasons. So far, we have discussed all of the Angels' lackluster deals during the 2011 offseason, 2012 offseason, 2013 offseason, and the 2017 offseason, but nothing compares to what the Angels did in 2018. During the 2018 offseason, the Angels made 5 major league signings, all the 1-year deals, and spent a combined $34.5 million for negative production, as none of the 5 made a positive impact to the team. Matt Harvey got the biggest deal out of the 5 at $11 million, and in 12 starts with the club had an ERA over 7 and was DFA'd by the team in July. Trevor Cahill got the second largest deal at $9 million, and in 37 appearances was slightly better than Harvey, but nowhere near good, and had an ERA of 5.98. Third up on the list was Cody Allen, who made $8.5 million that year, and in 25 appearances posted an ERA of 6.26, and like Harvey, was also designated for assignment by the club. Fourth up on the list was Jonathan Lucroy, who was probably the best player from the group, but he still hit a whopping .242 and was the third player on this list DFA'd by the Angels. Last but not least, we had Justin Bour, who spent time up and down from the minor leagues, and in 52 games with the Angels hit .172. The trend of questionable free agent signings by the Angels continued during the 2019 offseason when they signed Julio Teheran to a one-year deal worth $9 million. The deal was a disaster for the Angels, as in the shortened 2020 season, he made 9 starts with the club and went 0-4 with an ERA over 10. And finally, this offseason, the trend of giving one-year deals to starting pitchers who aren't what they used to be continued for the Angels, as Jose Quintana got a one-year deal worth $8 million. In 22 games, 9 starts, he is 0-3 with a 6.12 ERA and is putting up nowhere near the production the Angels expected from him. As you can see, the last decade has been rough for the Angels in free agency, but we do have to applaud them for their international free agent signing of Shohei Ohtani back in 2017. Ohtani has been insane this season, leading the league in home runs with 39 and slugging percentage, while also having an ERA just over 3 on the mound. With Perry Minasian now as the GM of the Angels, hopefully they have some better success this decade, as we all want to see Mike Trout make the playoffs at least one more time.